The trap art room. All right. Hello.
Yo, what's good? What's good?
Hi, how
Sorry to
are
keep
you?
y'all waiting.
No, not a problem.
Look, I was trying to figure out this whole live thing. It's my first time doing it, to be honest.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool, cool. Well, we got you. You're here. We're happy to have you, you
Thank you.
know.
Thank you for having me, man. I love y'all, man. I love trap art,
Hey, we love our artists.
for
My name is
sure.
Sonia. Did
How
you
you
want to
doing?
introduce yourself? Excellent,
Yeah.
thanks.
Well, I go by LC. I'm the owner, artist, operator of Career Art Company, pretty much. Um, as you can see, I specialize in art. I'm a visual artist. I started out doing canvas work and I transitioned into what I call wearable art or fashion art. Um, my specialty is that I do art on clothing and it's fully wearable and it's washable. It's all done by hand. It's all done by me. And
Okay.
that's who I am and that's what I do.
That's super dope. I see you got the whole setup and everything. We're about to dive right in.
Oh yeah, man. I was
So,
ready, man. Look, I was like, all right, this is what we doing. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. What's up?
absolutely. All right. So, where did you say you were located?
I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana, and that's where
Oh,
I am currently located.
okay.
Um, I started doing art like painting, I guess about 2016.
Okay.
Um, I've been drawing forever since I was a kid. Started taking it serious, like probably around, I guess, like 2012, 13. I had a little business. I was living in Atlanta. I had a little business, and uh, we did pretty good. It wasn't an art related business, but I had like a building, and when initially things kind of started changing with that, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna turn into a tattoo shop. So like, yeah, so it was like really random. I had this idea, and this kid, like this younger, he approached me on the street, and he was like, hey man, I see you got like a lot of tattoos. I know how to tattoo. And I was like, you know what? That's pretty funny because I'm about to turn this into a tattoo shop. So long story short, I ended up getting back into it, like from a business end, and I did that for a little while. And then when I came back to New Orleans, I was looking to get back into tattooing, but I just, like tattooing can be stressful. It looks art being an artist, like to a lot of people it looks like very like fabulous or whatever, but it can be stressful at times. And
Okay.
so when you're dealing with a live canvas, pretty much like in a transitioning stage, I was like, what, I'm gonna start painting while I'm working towards transitioning from state to state as a tattoo artist. And I started painting, and then I was like, well, I'm just painting now. So that's kind of like how it happened.
Okay. I noticed that with some tattoo artists. My uncle's actually a tattoo artist and he kind of had a similar journey. He always used to like draw these super dope portraits and stuff, and then he ended up becoming a tattoo artist. Man, I mean, and so being from New Orleans, can you describe the style and if that has played a part in your art at all?
Well, yeah, most definitely. My style is, though, like New Orleans, a lot of New Orleans style, like you see like a lot of jazz or like foundation pieces based off of like New Orleans history and stuff like that, especially like from a tourism aspect. Or if you go like to the downtown area where you have like a lot of the artists set up. My style is kind of more universal. I'm like more of a try everything, do everything type of person. I actually started out doing like anime type stuff and comic book stuff. I was like a comic book kid, and
Okay.
a anime kid, and um, pretty much what would happen is, like I would draw or kind of like do those things. Art was like a lane for me to kind of stay occupied and stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
And pretty much what it was is once I started doing it on a professional level, I kind of started graduating from those base roots to like doing portraits and um doing more different themes, so, I do New Orleans themed stuff, but I like to do everything, you know. I don't
Yeah.
like to do just one thing. I don't like to be pigeonholed to just, okay, well, just a portrait artist or just a abstract artist or just a this. I like to try everything, and a lot of stuff I try I end up liking it, so I just kind of incorporate it all.
Right.
And like, if you know anything about New Orleans, we make that gumbo, so that's like
Yes.
how my art is. It's just like gumbo, just colors and vivid and wild. I just like to let the
I like that.
imagination run free, and I
Okay.
like to put a lot of life into it. Sometimes a lot of people, they just, especially right now, people just like, everybody wants to look at the world as just black and white, but it's just
Hmm.
so vivid and colorful. Why limit yourself to just black and white? Just it's so full of color and so full of spectrum. So I just try everything, and if I like it, I like it. If it works, it's great. If it don't, I move on to something else, and that's what it is. you know.
All right. Super dope. So out of what you have, that we can see, why did you choose those pieces to showcase?
Well, just because of like, they're some of my favorite ones, and I wanted to show a little bit of everything, because I did start off as a canvas artist. I every year I get like a little further and further away from doing canvases, like I produce like, like this year I did, I think, one canvas. My first year I did like 12 canvases, but I moved kind of more into the fashion lane with the art, because it's just more popular. People love it. So, my canvases, they kind of give me peace when I work on them. They give me peace at mind, they give me peace at spirit, and so they always have to be there. Like, when I started off doing art, when I started painting, and like, as a hobby, one of the first things I said, I was like, man, it would be really cool if I could fill my whole wall just with a bunch of my paintings. So that's, I did that. And so, like, I always keep those up. My jackets. I love my jackets because
Those are fly.
I'm able to still do large canvas size pieces on them. And the shoes, everybody knows me for the shoes. So it's just kind of like, it's everything that's me, everything that I do. It's like all in one shot. So I had it fixed, so it was supposed to be a little bit wider, but when y'all hit me on the live, I was like, oh man, I gotta switch to vertical. So I got a couple things in there that's cut out, but y'all get the gist of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely. Can we check them out a little closer? I mean, if it's possible, but I mean, you got it looks like some layers going on, a lot of color.
Oh yeah,
I
man.
love the vibrance.
I have all kind. I have some heat poured out for y'all. So it's
Oh
whatever
yeah.
you do. It's whatever y'all want to do.
Yes. That is super dope. I would most definitely step out in that. What? I feel
Yeah,
like I'll be the center of attention with my jacket. Shoot.
yeah. This is one of my favorite ones, probably.
That's
I
fly.
actually debuted this one at the last trap art show that they had in New Orleans. I got a
Wow.
lot of love and a lot of attention for
Okay.
that.
Okay.
And as far as shoes go, yeah, I have some stuff pulled out for y'all. This is a pair of
Okay.
customs I did. These are actually a pair of first generation customs that I did.
Wow.
These are some Jordans. They're Hurricane Katrina Jordans. And
Yep.
so I did a Hurricane Katrina custom on them. So, like, the symbolism on them is very significant to, like, Hurricane Katrina. These are the markings that they put on the doors when they went to search for houses.
Wow.
This is actually like
The eye
the
of the
weather
storm
of how the
type.
storm looked as it was cycling. And I just threw an eye in
Yo.
there. I have a little detail with the Superdome flooding. You know, and some little other details that I snuck in there. I don't know if y'all can see those.
Look like people or what?
People, people on the house saying help. Yeah, it's
Wow.
it's probably hard to
Yo.
read, but yeah, I sneak a little bit of stuff in there, and this one I just kind of threw some. That's my logo, and I actually that's my my logo, I got that tattooed when I moved after Katrina. You know, that's like New Orleans washing over and some graffiti. And so I had to put that on there. That's like my personal little rebirth sign. I have it on my hand right there. I've had that
Okay.
tattoo for a long time, so I turned it into my logo. It's like that's mine now.
Okay.
So these are some, like I said, I still like the anime stuff. So there's some Dragon
Yep.
Ball joints I did. These are like a second generation
Yo,
custom.
those are hot.
And I say generational because, like, you know, I use my years as an artist as measurements, and I like to see where I've grown from, you know, where I started and like up to this point. And being an artist and doing art is a really good way to measure yourself because you get to see how good your stuff looks. You know, this is another pair I did, just some Japanese style Adidas.
Okay, okay. So how long does it take to finish, just one shoe or much less a pair?
It just depends. It just depends. It depends on the detail. It depends on the theme. It depends on the preparation work. Usually I take, you know, business wise, I tell everybody, you know, at least 7 to 14 days. If it's like a really crazy project, you know, I'm like, yo, give me at least a month, you know, because I don't rush it. I don't, you know, try to, you know, just hurry through it. Um, the process of like actually prepping the shoes and that kind of stuff, it actually takes like about 24 to 48 hours, like just to prep the shoes or to prep a jacket. So it's like it's not a rush thing. And then even after I'm done painting it, it's like 24, 48 hours to finish it. You know, add finisher. You got to do a heat set on it to make sure like that it actually sticks and it applies. And you know
Mm,
that's the only way that you know they'll last. Otherwise, it's like just spray painting and it'll crumble up. You know, this I
yeah.
have a pair right here. These are actually the one pair everybody thinks that like I have the freshest closet in the world. I don't. I wear workout clothes all the
Okay.
time, like Nike gym shorts and stuff. Like everybody's like, "Oh man, I bet your closet's fresh." No, it's not, because every time I do a pair, most of these shoes that I'm showing y'all, like they were supposed to be mine when I did them, and then I was
Mm,
like, "Well, no." So I take them. I call them my trophies. I take them around with me. Every now and then, you know, somebody will take a pair, but because like most of the sizes, like they were intended for me, so most of the sizes were pretty similar. So when I go to shows and stuff, you know, I don't have like a whole lot of universal sizes with me. You know,
mm,
I'm not Nike, so I don't have 100 pair of shoes. You know, I have what I have, and you know, sometimes people get them, sometimes they don't. But a lot of times, you know, people like, well, they see what I can do, and then they contact me and they send me their own shoe, and then we go for there, and that's you know how I do business. So I have one pair of shoes. This is my one pair of shoes that I wear. My one pair of customs. I was like, you know what, I need a pair. I just did like it was some Converse, and I
okay.
was just freestyling with them. You know, that's my logo. That's my alternative logo in Japanese,
Okay.
kimchi, and you know I just sun and the moon, and just so this is what
That's
a
super
worn.
dope.
This is what an extremely worn pair looks like. You know, so and you can
It still
see.
looks really good
Yeah,
though.
that's it. You can see that I wore them from the sole, but as far as the paint goes, like it's still there. It's you know
Quality put into these
still
shoes.
100. Yeah. So like I said, it's not, you know,
Okay.
just slapping paint on some shoes. It's actually a process, and but it lasts and you can wear it. You can put it in your trophy case. It's up to you, you know, but it's legit, you know.
Definitely.
Yeah, we do concrete customs over here.
So, do you end up working on multiple projects at one time, or do you like strictly focus in on one thing? As soon as you finish with that, start a new project, or how does that work?
Well, I get booked for multiple things, you know, at a time. But yeah, I usually like to try to keep it to where, you know, I move from one thing to another. Now I do, you know, I am continuously working when it's like that, but I separate everything just because, you know, when I'm working on something, I like to give it all my attention.
Yeah.
And, you know, I like to make sure that, you know, when people, especially when people, you know, they're giving me their money and stuff, you know, I like to still have, I like to have that wow factor. You know, like that's one of the most exciting things about it for me. You know, like even though I get paid for it, it's like, you know, I'm waiting to see like that face. I want to see that expression when I give it to you, because a
Right.
lot of times like people, you know, they don't always know what they want, you know. And I've had clients, you know, some of my favorite pieces, like I wish I had them to show y'all, like I just like pull up screenshots or whatever, because like they're for clients, you know. And like I literally like one of the last pair of shoes I had, my dude, it was like some Jordans, and some retro Jordans, and my dude was like, he's a shoe collector. He's like, yo, I just like red. Just make sure you put a lot of red on them. And I was
Okay.
like, okay, all right, I'm gonna make this work. So, you know, it took me like about a week. You know, I sat on them for about a week to just kind of think of what I wanted to do with them. And my big thing is like every pair I wanted to be different. You know, like I wanted to have a different feel, have a different approach, have a different look, different texture. You know, even if, you know, I have, you know, one guy say, hey, look, I want some Dragon Ball shoes, and then I want some Dragon Ball shoes, and then I want some, you know, or I want some, or what I get a lot, I want some Saint shoes, Saint, you know, Saint.
Yeah.
I've done like 50 pair of Saint shoes, you know, but none of them look the same. And like, that's my whole thing, you know, like nothing that you get from me is going to be the same that somebody else has. Everything is one of one. Everything is unique, you know. Nothing is repetitive. And even when it comes to like the pair of shoes itself, you know, one shoe's red, one shoe's blue, one shoe has bad guys, one shoe has good guys, you know, like
Yeah.
it contrasts in comparison, you know. And so um like I just try to make sure that when I get a commission and I give it back to somebody, that that's how they feel about it. I want them to feel like that, you know. I want it to
Right.
be unique. Everybody, you know, it's all about being unique and being yourself, and that's what I try to, you know, express in the art. That's what I try to express with the project. So, you know, I try not to let stuff lap into each other, because I've done that before. And to be honest, it's like a lesson I learned, like as far as the business end of things, because you find yourself like rushing, you know, you find
Mm.
yourself, you know, putting a lot on your shoulders, and you may compromise a project, you know, compromise the integrity of how something might turn out, you know, by doing it that way.
Right.
So yeah, I try to just keep it one by one, but I just pretty much move, you know, from one thing to another. I may take, you know, a day or two off, you know, just to kind of, you know, recollect myself, and, you know, to transition from the energy of one project into another project. But yeah, otherwise it's just from one thing to another, you know, like flipping the page of a book. And
Absolutely.
that's how I work.
That's super dope. Just a constant evolutionary process, just getting better, perfecting the
Yep.
craft.
Yep.
Now, I mean, so you mentioned you were starting the tattoo shop. Is that up and running now?
Well, no. Once, no, that was something that I said, no, that was something that was a couple of years ago. That was
Okay.
something I was doing in Atlanta. But no, I got away from, you know, like tattooing. Period. I still have people that ask me, you know, like, yo, you tattoo or whatever, and it's like, but you know, ever since I started kind of down this pathway, it's
Hmm.
something that I don't deal with as much. You know, I'm a father. I have a family, you know,
Right.
and that's just kind of like a lifestyle. When I did do it, you know, it's very demanding. It's, you
Mm.
know, not as promising. It's still like being a salesperson, you know, like, and that's what people have to like realize when you want to be an artist and you want to go down this road. It's almost like still being a salesperson, you know, like you still have to have a very like business minded aspect of things, and you still have to have like a fallback plan, because sometimes it does not always pay the bill. And that
Mm.
doesn't matter. It don't matter how good you are, you know. It doesn't matter how great your art is, you know. Like sometimes just like this year, you know, 2020, economically wise, you know, a lot of people, I see a lot of artists that I'm friends with, you know, it kind of breaks my heart. It's like I see a lot of people backing away from, you know, pursuing their dreams or their passions, just because, you know, things are hard right now. and
Definitely.
people aren't making money. They aren't any shows. They aren't, like I had conventions booked. I had like a little
Man.
tour booked. I was ready this year, and like nothing happened, so pretty much
Mm.
what I had to do was focus on other things that I wanted to do that I've been neglecting, while I was creating all of this stuff,
Yeah.
and so I just, turned lemons into lemonade pretty much. But,
Got you.
some people it takes a lot more adjustment. Or, it took me a whole lot of steps to get to this point to be able to, just mentally be able to switch like that. It ain't like an overnight thing. I'd be bullshitting you if I told you it was. But pretty much like as far as being an artist, it's a reason why they have a term called struggling artist. That's why I call myself artist and entrepreneur. That's why I'm not just a painter, I'm a businessman. That's why I have a LLC. That's why I have a
Mm.
website. That's why I have different products. My key, my heart, my soul, my passion, everything, is like into to the paintings, the clothing and all of that stuff. But I have other stuff, and I have other stuff I'm working on. I have t-shirts I make, I have I invested in, digital equipment this year since I had downtime with pandemic and stuff. It's something that I wanted to invest in to be able to grow my t-shirt brand aspect for a little bit more, because one thing I noticed, like doing shows, I've been doing shows at this point, I think for this would have been my third year doing shows. And shout out to Trapxart, because my first show was with you guys.
Hey.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
yeah, I get down with y'all. And I saw the canvas at my first show with y'all too. So
See,
that
check
was
that
what's up.
out.
Yeah. So
We love to provide that for
yeah,
our
man.
folks.
I love what y'all do. Y'all are my favorite touring gallery, what I would call it. Shh, don't tell nobody. Don't tell other people.
Got you, got you.
Yeah. But
Man.
but what I realized is, as an artist, you have to have a good business sense. And, it's like, I mean, I went to school for business though. So, being an entrepreneur, I had a business, had businesses, being an entrepreneur has always been like, my thing. But I learned how to turn what I love into a business, and pretty much, like I've been to shows and like I'll have a booth next to a guy that'll be like, yo, I just need to sell something so I could go to the next show, and like that's how they live. And it's like, that's cool and all, but at the same time, if you really want to like, taste some success and actually be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor, you have to think of things from a business aspect. So like, don't just limit yourself to just this one pigeonhole, touch everything. If you're a creator, create everything. If
Mm.
you make imagery, if you make visualization, man, put that shit on everything, man. Put it on the wall, put it on the canvas, put it on the shoe, put it on a shirt, put it on, I just gave y'all a whole lot of game right there. You know what I'm saying?
You
I don't
sure
tell
did.
people that stuff. But like that's that's how you manage, like I look at the shows, I look at the people next to me, I look at the people that are selling stuff, I look at what sells, I look at what people are walking out of the door with. I've tried setting up in the very front of the venue, I've set up in the middle, I've set up in the back. So, like I'm watching all of this stuff go on, and I notice, like, yeah, you might, hey, look, you might hit that lick, you might hit that big lick, but at the same time, if everything that you have is high price when you're going into these venues and stuff, you know, how do you know you're gonna hit that big lick? But what if you have high price stuff, middle price stuff, lower price stuff? You can sell 100 units of something that costs $5. That's not a bad night. You know what I'm saying? Or you can
Facts.
try to sell 1 unit of something that costs $500. You can however you want to gamble with it. So that's kind of like why I say, artist and entrepreneur, because as an artist, you are an independent person. You are an entrepreneur. Your art is your business. You are your brand. And so I just took all of that, and that's how I came up with, everything that I do. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Man, I can respect it. I can definitely respect the hustle, the grind, the knowledge, the business savvy. So let's get back into this prices because I know that you have nothing but quality art. How do you go about matching that though? Like I know you said you have some expensive things, you have some lesser expensive things. How do you still manage to put like a nice price range on a product, but still like not compromise the value of it given the quality?
Well, with the canvases, that's pretty easy. Either you want an original, which you're gonna pay original price for, or you can get a print, which you can pay print prices for. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So with an original and a print, the difference is, a couple of zeros. So
Okay.
that's pretty simple. Now with the clothing and with the shoes, that's a little different. So
Okay.
pretty much with the clothing and the shoes, I price things by how much time I feel like I'm gonna put into it. I price things by which that's not really that much of a calculation because I always go a little bit over and beyond what I charge somebody,
Okay.
because at the end of the day, once I'm into a project, I'm into a project, so I'll throw a little this, that, and it's never quite like exactly,
Yeah.
like to the T. But it's just, I kind of use it like it depends on how much work I think I'm gonna put into it. Like if somebody wants something that's super duper detailed, it's gonna run them a little bit more. If somebody wants something on a simpler level, then it's gonna be a little bit less. I have, like custom shoes. Somebody give me a pair of G Nikes. They just want, a lot of colors on them. No illustrations, nothing special. $150. It's kind of like a tattoo. But if somebody wants like this jacket like this, you gonna have to come out of the bag a little bit.
You had to reach down in that pocket real deep.
Yeah, you have to come out of the bag a little bit with it,
Okay.
because it's worth it. It's not going nowhere. And at the end of the day, as a black man, I know you're gonna go and run and spend that with somebody else, so you might as well spend that with me too. So
Facts.
I have, but that takes growth though. I didn't start off like that. I gave
Okay.
shit away for free. Like, so let's not get that, just to understand that you gotta put in the work. I have been doing this for, like I said, since 2016. So, and like, when I say I've been doing it, like day in, day out, day in, day out, I've been doing it,
You clocking in on
like,
this for
yeah,
sure.
man. Like I've put a lot of time, effort, um, isolated myself, don't have a social life, like
Mm,
I have, done it all, not be able to pay my bills, like to be able to, sit here and have this conversation, like I have paid a lot of dues to do it. Like I tried the whole, I'll quit my job, just sell art, do it. Like I've done it. That's why I know what works and what don't work. You know what I mean?
okay.
Like,
Hmm.
so I've done it, so, to be able to find the proper balance, you know, like I've tried all of it, so saying that to say, for anybody listening, anybody that, wants to get into it or whatever, when you're an artist, you pay your dues and you do what you have to do. You stay focused on your craft and you stay true to yourself, it'll work out. It all works
A
out
lot
in
of
it.
gems you dropping right now. I see
Yeah,
you.
I try to help people out a little
I
bit, you know what I
know.
mean? I try to help people. They don't listen all the time, but some people do.
Most definitely. I mean, and I know this interview is for the audience and everything, but I'm not gonna lie, I picked up a lot, during these interviews as a, an artist enthusiast myself. It's a lot of things, a lot of tactics. The fact that you brought up, being business savvy, meanwhile, like creating and being an expressionist, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot that goes into being an artist. And I think sometimes people tend to overlook like, oh, you do art, like you're an artist, okay, whatever, it's not that hard, but it's like have you ever tried to create something and make it look as dope? You know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
you'll be humbled real
right.
quick. So
You
I have
will,
a lot of
you will
respect for
be.
artists.
You will be put in your place very, very fast. Very
So the
fast.
proof is in the pudding, okay? Go ahead, draw that. Like,
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
It's funny because like for me, when I started, I didn't have no confidence, man. Like I was like, oh man, like I can't. It was funny because I always drew on paper. I drew with pencils, like just a number two pencil, and shading and stuff. And I didn't know how to color. I didn't know shit about a color wheel or color palettes, And it's like, okay, so that guy did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Man.
serious. I didn't, and um I had to go through a process of, learning it, relearning it. I have drawing books and how to draw this and how to do this. I've probably clocked in 1 billion hours on YouTube, I went back to the basics, you know,
Yeah.
and I was never too prideful about that because I wanted to learn, I wanted to grow. And when you want to grow and when you want to get bigger, you got to just go back to the basics. A lot of people make things very, very complicated. I used to make things very, very complicated. I
Mm.
used to stress myself out, approaching some of these projects like, oh my God, I don't know. And so pretty much like what broke me out of that is that, um, I started in portraits because I have all of these portraits and stuff. It's really funny because I was so scared of that. That was like, I was like, I ain't gonna never be able to do a portrait. I ain't gonna never be able to do that. I got portraits. I got Pac up there. I got my
Oh,
dude Nip
okay.
up there. Yeah, that's the ones I got to keep. I got my dude Soldier Slim up there. That's my one of my first ones. So you can kind of see like that Soldier Slim. That's a first generation one. That Nipsey,
Okay.
that's like a second generation one.
Okay.
And the Tupac, that's the one I did this year.
Yeah,
So
those
like
are hot.
you could kind of see, like so I did like a couple of paintings. I started like throwing them up and then somebody asked me like they was like, yo, can you do a portrait of me? I want an Ali. It was like right after Muhammad Ali passed
Mm.
and they wanted to commission me for it. And I was like, oh my God, I never did a portrait before. Yes, I can do it. I can do it. So, they sent me the money. It was actually one of my really, really close friends, like a brother to me. So he just wanted to support me and show me some love, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like he gave me like a little bit. And still to this day, that he's one of my biggest supporters. I love him to death. Like always encouraging me, always, hey bro, I love you, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. So I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how I was gonna do it, but I was getting paid for it. So I was like, I'm about to figure it out. So approaching it like I was nervous. Like I was just in my own head so much. Like, oh my God, how am I do it? How am I do it? How am I do it? And so just like I was like, you know what? I just forget it. And I just started working at it. And then, like I was shocked at how quickly I was able to pull it together and,
Mm.
like how good it came out. And then when I sent him to it, he loved it. He loved it so much. And then his mom saw it and then she wanted one. So then I got my second commission, another portrait. She wanted Prince because Prince passed away right after. And so
I
like
remember that.
it kind of it kind of started becoming a theme, that I would do like passed away celebrities, but I call them legends, like whenever I do like a portrait of a celebrity or a famous person or somebody like that, I call them like legends, it's like my legends run or whatever. So, I did that one for him. Then somebody wanted David Bowie, and I did David Bowie, and just it just like grew and went on. It's like it was just weird because I didn't think that I could even do it, but once I kind of released myself of those chains, like, oh, I can't, I eliminated, I can't.
Hmm.
I eliminated it. That's like not even a word to me. That don't exist in my existence. Like you can't even say that around me. Like even the general conversation, like I can't do it. No, I would be like, yes, you can. You can do it.
Do you
Don't tell
want it
yourself
enough?
you can't do it. Right. That's And once I developed like that mindset, then everything changed. It just
Hmm.
changed, and I just started running through stuff like just like crazy, and everything that I thought I would never do, everything that I thought I couldn't do, everything that just seemed like so far-fetched, because once upon a time, like, all of this seemed far-fetched to me. It was just like a dream, like, oh, I wish I could do it, oh man, that would be nice only if I could, but once I abandoned that mentality and I was like, yo, man, fuck it, I'm about to do this. I owe myself everything. I don't owe nobody nothing. And I'm gonna do what it is that I want to do, and I'm gonna be happy at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I'm gonna make a living doing what I love. It ain't gonna be easy. Nothing in life is easy. Nothing good comes easy. You gotta work for everything you want. And, whatever it is that you're working for, that's on you, how high you set the bar for yourself. I'm an Aries. I'm never satisfied. Like, I'm never satisfied. I'm never done. Like, that's why I'm able to like move from one thing to another, because I get bored. Like, if I'm not working on something, like, I get bored, so I just take that energy and I funnel it into, gasoline to work towards things to make me better, to be a better me. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, and once I'm a better me, and as I grow to be a better me, then I can offer other people more. Like, I can offer other people opportunities. I can help other people grow and help other people, find their way, because I had to find mine. It's not always, some people think it's just a straight line through life, but life is not a straight line. It's twisting. You ever been through that?
Turns upside
You ever been to
down.
Atlanta? You ever been to Atlanta?
I've actually done a layover in Atlanta, but I haven't. I have
Oh,
a friend who's
you
trying
ever
to get me to
you
go
ever
out there.
you
I need
ever
to
saw the
go.
highway, the interstates and the highways out there? They go in circles and they go this way. And yeah, man. So
Such
that's
is
that's
life.
what life is like. They all lead to the same point though, but everybody has a different journey. Whether your journey
Hmm.
is like this or like that, everybody don't have that just straight A to B journey, and to be honest with you, some of the journeys that go like that, that's the funnest ones. You learn a lot more. It
You have
builds character.
stories.
It builds
Definitely.
character. So
I like you. I like the
well,
way you think. That's super dope. Yo.
yeah,
Are you
thank
of
you.
course. You need to get into some like I don't know, some type of mentorship or like a leadership role or like even if you made your own YouTube, like I feel
People
like you would definitely be a very interesting character to listen to.
people always tell me that. People always tell me that. You know what the funny thing is though? It's like, I don't like being on camera.
Yeah, you did say this is your first IG live. I hear you.
Yeah, I do have a YouTube. I have like two videos up there. I have, like, planned and intended on, like, taking advantage of that whole aspect of things, because I do know for a fact that, like, it would help my growth and definitely help me get where I'm getting. But it's
Yeah.
really weird because every time, like, I get ready to get into it, I'm working on a project or something, and, like, oh yeah, I can customize some shoes on YouTube. I see guys doing it. This is a guy, and I'm not trying to diss nobody or nothing. It's like, I see guys doing the same 100 pair of Louis Vuitton G Nikes, and they got like a million views. I'm like, oh, I could cash in on that. But every time I try to get into it, I get ready to do it. Like, it takes just so much of my time and focus away from the actual project that I
Hmm.
get like I kind of get like, man, F this. Yeah, I'm just gonna do my project and let the work speak for itself. It is something that I'm working on. I'm actually like try to hire somebody like, yo, you just deal with my internet shit, like, and
Get you
like
a
just
social
let me
media
do
manager.
me. Yeah,
Okay.
like, I just deal with my internet shit and like just let me do, 'cause I know that's where it's at. That's why, this year, because one of the things I've been wanting to do, I wanted to start a website. I set all of that up, this year, like, kind of during the pandemic. It was a long time coming, something I was always planning to do, something I've been working on. But just as far as like just finding the downtime, and I paid somebody for that. I paid
Mm.
my daughter to do it for me. I was like, yo, you want to set up this website for me? Yo, hey, I'm gonna give you some money. Just here, look, I'm gonna take the
Hook it up,
picture.
make it look nice.
Yeah, hook it up, make it look nice. There you go. So when it comes to that aspect, like that's something that like I said, we all always have room to grow. When you don't
Definitely.
want to grow, then you stagnate. So like, that's definitely something I'm like, yo, I need to get into that. Yeah, people, I have random conversations with people. They're like, yo, man, that you told me something that was just like, you just so inspirational, whatever. And I was like, well, what the fuck I said? I don't,
He's like, I was just
like,
talking.
yeah, I'm just running my mouth. You know what I mean? I had a little rum. It don't matter. Like, nah, but just like, I try to be honest. I try to be authentic. And like, I just, I love being me, and like, I've gotten to a point to life where, I appreciate me and I love me, and I don't mind sharing me with somebody, that's, like receptive, or that wants to have a conversation, or that has good energy. People that have good spirits and good energy, like, hey, I could talk to you for hours. If you don't have, those good high vibrations, then, it's totally different. I'm going to be like,
Gotta keep it short. Yeah. Matter of
it is
fact,
what
I'm
it
not
is.
gonna talk. Yeah, I hear
Right.
you.
Now that's actually my approach. Either I'm gonna talk your head off because we just click like that, or I'm not gonna say shit to you. I'm gonna just look at you like
I think that's the Aries in you.
that. Yeah, I mean, it's take it or leave it. It is. I
Yeah,
am take it or leave it.
that's super dope, man. I mean, so you mentioned your daughter like twice. Is she getting into some of this art realm? I know you said she built the website and everything. So what's
She
what's her
she
take on it?
she does. She does. She loves art. She sketches. She was in before COVID. Shut everything down. She was in a theater class, but not. She was in theater production. Learning how to
Okay.
build sets for plays and stuff like that. Yeah, she's super advanced. She's like a super advanced version of me. I'm just trying to get her to learn how to channel in some of that energy and focus, and not let that imagination run, so wild, because that's how I was as a kid, and I got distracted a lot when it came to, technical stuff like school and math. I hate math. I
Yeah.
learned how to count money, and I was like, fuck this, I don't need it. So I just, stuff like that. Like, I'm an extremely left-brained person, and she's
Yeah.
like me, big imagination. So yeah, she's into all of that stuff, and I just try to tell her, just um, focus and just always work on your craft. And she does a lot of sketching. It's a huge sketchbook, and she works on it a lot. And every now and then she'll be like, "Yeah, look at that! I got this project or whatever." So I always tell them, like, whenever you're ready, you want to come in the office and come learn how to do some of this stuff. Come on. But she's just like me. Like, she has her own little projects and her own little things that she works on, and she moves from thing to thing. So I just give her a space to grow. I'm here for what she needs, and I just try to support as best I could.
Most definitely. You seem like a really dope dad. I mean, like,
I
that's
try.
super cool.
I try. She might not say the same sometimes, but I try.
That's super dope. I mean, so remind us again, this website that she built, is that where we can place an order, a commission, or something? Where can we find your artwork?
Yes, 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 yes. Well, you can find my artwork on my website is careerartco.shop. Just like my Instagram name, Career Art Co.
Okay.
If you want to place an order, you can place an order on there, or you can hit me up directly on Instagram. I do respond to everything. Serious inquiries, that is. But if you want to see like any of my standard products, some of the stuff you see here, these jackets, some of these shoes or whatever, they are available for purchase online on careerartco.shop. You can also, I have a customizing feature where you can, do your own custom on there. Where pretty much you tell me what you want on the shoe and be as detailed as you want to. I have a couple of base style shoes. I think right now I have men's and women's Timberlands up there. I think I have Vans, and I also have Air Force Ones, all men's and women's. And pretty much what it is that I ordered them directly for you. So it's no extra charge for me getting the shoe to you. You pretty much is just like if you ordered the shoe online. So you get the shoe, so you'll be just be paying the custom price plus the shoe, and pretty much you can go on there and the website calculates the price for you. So it's a price listing on there, and so it tells you. And let's do that too, because some people might not understand. So for the price listing, okay, so it'll say full wrap, right? So a full
Okay.
wrap is just minus these illustrations. It's just the shoe itself painted. If you have this was a white base shoe, to
Okay.
turn a white base shoe red, that would be a full wrap. Illustration pieces, this would be an illustration piece, that would be an illustration piece. So a shoe like this, and I do have them discounted right now. So like a shoe like this, just a base price, for a full wrap, you would be looking like at about 150, and then for each illustration piece, you would be looking at about $50 a piece, so
Okay.
this shoe will probably run you about, 350,
Okay.
and that's when you order them online. If you have your own shoe and you give me your own shoe, you're just paying for the painting, and that's a little cheaper. If you got your own shoe, if you were local, it works out great for you. If you're not, you ship them to me, I take care of it, then I'll ship them back to you, and that's how it works. And that's kind of like the gist of it. The best way, like I said, if you have your own shoe, just hit me up on Instagram. I do have it set up to where if you want to ship your shoes, you can do it online. But if you here and you watching and you see this, hit me up on Instagram. I take care of you. You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
that's what it is. So, but yeah, I have it set up so you can design your own shoe. You just type in, tell me what you want. I can correspond back and forth. Like I said, it's just like getting a tattoo through email. You tell the artist what you want, and you just go back and forth till we're on the same page about what direction we're going in. As far as like designs and themes and stuff, I'm the type of person I really, I prefer like very basic. You don't have to be too detailed, like just you can say, hey, look, I like red. Like I said, that's my
So
guy
I got
told
a
me
lot of
I like
red.
red. So he got what did he get? He got some snake skin. I did a snake skin style background with a viper and a cobra eye on the shoe, but it was like red, and I just played off of that,
Okay.
just and it was super dope. It's one of my favorite pairs. But then again, like every last pair is my favorite pair, Then I had the very last pair that I did, which probably is one of the more meaningful pieces of artwork that I did this year. Um, it was he had a pair of Air Force Ones. They were a little beat up. He was like, yo, I need you to bring them back to life for me. I wanted to be real colorful. He didn't have a theme, so I did my thing on him, kind of like an abstract style with a cartoon outline. And I was like, you know what? Then I thought of a theme, and I was like, I'm gonna do like a Black Lives Matter theme, So those were the last pair I did. I did Black Lives Matter, and the names of some of the victims of police brutality: George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Tamir Rice. I did as many of them as I could in the shoe. It just came out really good. It was one of the pair that I wish I could have kept. And, he was real happy with it. So, it's like, I don't always need a lot of like, oh yeah, I need this. Some people, they think they know what they want, but they don't. Like when it comes to transitioning stuff into art, some things they sound good. You might think they look good, but when you transition it into actual piece of art, it doesn't work. That my job is to make it come to life and to bring your idea into a piece of art that works on this shoe or on this jacket. So that's what I do. you know and so like
Magic
and like
man. Bring
one
it to
of one,
life.
yeah,
That's
bring it
super
to life.
dope.
Bring it to life.
Absolutely. So we need to go check out that website. Y'all need to go place your orders ASAP. Get all that custom good stuff, you know what I'm saying? Can you tell us a little bit more about some of the future goals that you might have? I know you said you try to dabble into a lot of different things, you know, you insatiable, you can't stop. You hungry for
Yeah,
expression.
I like to eat, man. Um, well, I have a few features that I'm gonna be adding to the website pretty soon. I've started venturing off into digital art, and that is just a way for me to be able to produce like some of like my portrait pieces and some of the pieces that I actually plan to like mass produce. It's a quicker way for me to do it without losing the quality of it. And I have a lot of posters and different prints coming up for sale, going into 2021. I also be offering pretty soon, maybe like next month and going towards the holidays. I'm gonna be doing like send me your picture, I'll do your digital portrait, and pretty much I have packages to where like I can do your digital portrait, um, do your poster for you, send you your poster, and what it is it's more affordable. So
Okay.
you don't have to spend $300 for a portrait. I can do it for more like $50, and you have a big poster. It's the same it's the same quality of work. And for people that buy prints and people that want posters and people that want personal artwork, but they being able to spend that kind of money is a big jump for them. I
Right.
offer it. It's a avenue to offer it at a more affordable rate. And that's one of the things I'll be adding, like I said, probably maybe next month. Don't quote me on it, depends.
It's in the
But
works.
that's one of the things I'm gonna be working on. And outside of the art world, I kind of, after the last project that I did, I kind of took I probably took this probably like one of the longest breaks. I probably took it like I think about a 3 or 4 week break. I've been studying real estate and property investment and stuff like that. Just like outside of the art world. Just on a bigger scale, bigger picture of things. As black folks, we got to get our ownership game up.
Yep,
That's.
heard
But I
that.
will have you here for a whole nother hour if we get into that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So like I said, it's just I'm always working. I'm always looking for growth. Like that. That's like my fuel. Like that's my life energy. I'm always looking for like how can I shed my skin and become a even better version of the person I was yesterday,
Absolutely.
and like I try my best to wake up every day and be like that, like, some days it gets a little, I got to pull it back in, just like anybody else, but I try to keep that focus for the most part. And, up to this point, it has served me very well.
Very
And
well. Yep.
very well. It served you very well, So I just keep pushing, like I don't stop. And you know, I, it sounds cliche, but it's not. Like if you work hard, you really believe in yourself, really believe in what you're doing, like, and you don't have to start out the best. Everybody, like, a lot of people put that pressure on themselves, like, yo, I gotta be the best. Like, nobody starts out at the top. It's all you. Everybody starts out at the bottom. So
Right.
once you accept the fact that we all start out at the bottom and you
Just
just
go.
start, you will work yourself up. Like, but you have to be passionate about it. You have to believe in yourself. You have to sacrifice. It's not an easy thing to do. It's easier said than done. A lot of people give up. A lot of people tap out. But if you don't, and if it's something you really want, then you'll get it. You gotta grind for it. I've been, like I said, my first venture as a professional artist was like 10 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
but here I am now. It didn't work out that well. I switched it up, changed it up, tried different things, did what I had to do till I found what worked for me. And then I found my lane, and now I make my own paychecks, I
This
make
is
my
up.
own business. I'm my own boss, and I still,
Absolutely.
even outside of being independent, I still go to work 9 to 5, do all of that stuff, I don't cut nothing off, I don't limit nothing, I will get it from here, I will get it from there. I'm gonna, I don't cut nothing off, and that's just how I am, and that's when you independent and you paying your own way. Like that's how you gotta be. All my equipment, everything that I have, everything that I invested in to get to this point, I have, like you can't see everything, like this room, this is my office, I have t-shirt equipment, pressers, printers, cutters,
Everything.
compressors, airbrush machines, like I have I have all of these different things, which is a really big investment, but it's all out of pocket. It's all me. It's
Okay.
nobody can't say I owe them anything. Nobody can't come to my house and take nothing from me.
This is hard
No,
earned, homie.
it's all mine, it's all mine, but it's just like it's all in perspective, it's all in how you think. When I get an income tax rebate, I don't go to the mall. I invest it in my business.
Mm,
When I get a big job, a 1,400, $1,500 job, I don't go and blow it. I invested in my business. And like I've done that time and time and time and time to the point to where now when I get it, I can do what I want to do with it. But it took a lot of sacrifice, and that's just what it is when you want to get to where whatever it is you do in life, sacrifice. Once you
I heard that.
once you make them sacrifices and you commit and you do what you gotta do, you'll be okay. You'll get where you want to get, and that's anybody. It's
That's solid
all up to
advice. Wow, I appreciate that. That's a whole lot of game you spit into a lot of us in this live. That's super dope,
you.
man. I mean, I definitely learned a lot. I'm pretty sure anybody else who's tapping in, they about to be like, "Yo, what's his app? What's his website?" Because you really know
Yo,
what you're doing, and I appreciate it. I respect it.
I try. I mean, it's a trial and tribulations type of thing. Learn from your mistakes. You know,
Yep, for sure.
learn from your failures and embrace your failures. That's you learn the most from your failures. But you fail enough time if you try, and that's anybody. Like if you continuously trying, you're gonna fail some things, and it's all good. It is you find out what works and what don't work. Like that's the best way to find out what doesn't work is to fail. Keep
Yeah,
it. Yeah, just keep your investment smart. Don't just throw everything away to the wind and dive in. Just keep your investment smart, and it'll work out. You'll learn what works for you, and pretty much like how I did it is not gonna work for the next person, you
right.
know.
No
But
one
cause
formula.
yeah, it's trust me, it's a whole lot of stuff I left out of that, that I would not even talk about on here. But like you'll find you can find inspiration from other people, and like that's probably as far as like an artist, and like that's one of my biggest pet peeves, like with the art world right now. Like it's cool with finding inspiration from other people. That's great. As an artist, you're supposed to look towards other people for inspiration, but the next man's path is not your path. You have to create your own path. You
Live your
have
own
to be
journey.
yourself. So trying to emulate the steps of somebody else or trying to emulate the art or the style of somebody else is not going to work out for you. I follow a lot of artists. I'm friends with a lot of artists, and like I see, like especially with social media and everything, like it comes into like a popularity grab. Well, okay, well, this person did this and they got so many likes, so I'm gonna try to do it too.
Trying to
And
get that
it's
same
like,
attention.
yeah, it waters down the culture.
Mm,
It does, and it don't, it's not gonna get you nowhere. At the end of the day, it's the best to just be you and to work at your craft and to better yourself, and then it's surprisingly like you find your own way. It comes to you. It's like magic. It does. It comes to you. You don't necessarily have to know. I didn't know. I just jumped into it, like, but I once I jumped into it, I was like, yo, this is what it's gonna be. And like it became law, like it became my law. Like if you know me, if you deal with me, if you're gonna be around me, like this is what it is. And you have to accept that. And if you cannot accept that, then we cannot vibe because I cannot be having all of that in my life because
Right.
I have a lot of stuff to do. And like that's just what it is. But like I said, you got to be true to yourself and don't try to be nobody else. You know what I'm saying? Just be you, do you. You know what I'm saying? And you got it. And you got it.
Most definitely. We have a lot of positive comments and stuff. People really agreeing with you. They hear you
For
loud and
sure,
clear. We
for
love it.
sure, man. Much love to everybody out there that's tapping in with us. I appreciate it for real, for real.
Most
Y'all let me
definitely.
run my mouth and stuff. But, I appreciate it.
Of course. Any people you wanted to shout out who might be checking out this live a little later?
Um, man, look, it would be so many people. I'd be mad to miss everybody. I just look, shout out to everybody that has supported me, everybody that's on this live, everybody that's gonna catch this live on the replay. Shout out to Trap Art for this opportunity. Y'all always coming through with the opportunities, using y'all platform to give artists, a voice and eyes, and it's something that we need, from the shows to the magazine, to this interview. You know what I mean? Like I super duper rock with y'all. Everything y'all do, anything y'all do, I am there. You know what I'm saying? It does not matter if I travel from here to New Zealand, back and around the world, like whatever is going on, you know. I got y'all. I'm always gonna be here for Trap Art. You know what I'm saying?
We
And
appreciate you.
yeah, I definitely appreciate all my supporters. Family for holding me down. You know what I'm saying? Like I just everybody that's rocking with me throughout all of this time. I appreciate all y'all, man. I love all y'all. I would not be here without the support of a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
it is definitely much love. And we gonna keep pushing. We gonna keep grinding, man. Y'all. Shit, man. I'm just getting started. I cuss too much, man. I gotta stop doing that. I'm from New Orleans, so man, I
You
can't
good.
help it. I
You
can't
good.
help it.
You're
You know
excited.
what I'm saying? I can't help it. That's just how I talk. But
It's a lot of character. It's good.
yeah, I try. Nah, nah,
Yeah.
nah. To be honest with you, it's just me, man. I like I just like to do me. It is what it is.
That's
You
cool,
know.
man. Stay you. I mean, keep evolving, but definitely stay true to yourself. I mean, it looks like that has gotten you a long way. I can only imagine what you're about to come up with next. I might just have to tap in for some customs. My papa's birthday's coming up. I'm about to get him something, real nice.
Man, look, holla at me. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna take care of you. Are you gonna get your project expedited? You just holla at me.
Hey,
I got
see,
you.
love it.
Hit
We
me up.
love to show love.
I
That's
got you.
what's
You know what
up.
I'm saying? You hooked me up with this interview. You know what I'm saying? You made it very very easy for me to sit here and to be able to talk. And you kept me moving along at a nice little pace. So
Nice.
yeah, man. Like sometimes I feel like I just running my mouth like, man, shut up, boy. But nah. This, like I said, this my first time going live, my first actual live interview. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely didn't want to be like all stiff and stuff. So
No,
you know what
not
I'm
at all.
saying?
I think you did a great job.
Thank you, thank you.
Of
Well,
course.
I appreciate it. I
Of
appreciate it.
course. Man, as you can see, we had a lot of love in the comments and everything. So once again, thank you for all those gems that you was dropping on us. Everybody who's gonna rewatch this, they're gonna pick up on a lot of things that might help them too. The development of their confidence and switching from one lane to another, and just staying true to themselves. So thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and everything. We hope to see you back at the next Trap Art events. We will
Oh,
for
for
sure be
sure,
reaching out to you so you can be part of it again.
for sure. I'm gonna be there all
Most
day,
deaf.
all day,
All right,
all day.
man. Well,
Thank you,
thank
man. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Of course. All right, we'll catch you on the flip side.
All right. See y'all later.
All right then.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Yeah, yeah. All right, we finally in this thing.